So hi, Amy. It's very nice to meet you.
You too. I hope you're having a nice weekend.
I am. Thank you. It's been really good. So could I just ask you to introduce yourself, please?
Absolutely, yes. So my name's Amy. I'm 29 years old, and uh, although originally from England, I'm now living in Barcelona in Spain.
Right.
So I've been teaching here for 4 years. It's gone very quickly, but it's really a beautiful city. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Currently in my summer holidays, so it leaves me a little bit more time to be here on Cambly.
Right.
So yeah,
That's fantastic. Thank you. So as you know, my name is Neetu, and I have recently started this YouTube channel to help learners practice conversation, listen to conversation like this, and learn phrases and grammar. And I'm also a Cambly tutor. I've been on Cambly for 3 years now.
Okay, amazing. Your accent is so British. So I wonder, are you also from the UK, or are you living somewhere?
I am actually from India.
Okay.
I'm from India. So I moved to the UK when I was 4 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay. Amazing. Amazing. Which part of the UK are you from?
So my family's from Hertfordshire. So we've been living there in St Albans. So quite a small city there. Yeah.
Oh,
I
lovely.
did all my schooling there. But now I'm living in Thailand with my family.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. How are you finding living in Thailand?
It's great. It's really good. We've been here now 14 years. So it's with my husband, and I've got 3 boys as well. So we all came over together.
Amazing.
But my eldest boy is back in England. He just graduated from Nottingham, and he's now like looking for jobs.
Oh,
so he's back there. The other 2 are here. Yeah.
What was the reason for you going to Thailand originally? Was it to teach English or traveling? Or what was the reason?
It was actually for my husband's job. Okay. So we didn't plan to leave. Like, I'd always lived in England, like half an hour from my family. But then this job came up with the UN. And then we thought, okay, it sounds like a good job, and let's move. And we planned to go back after 2 years. But we just ended up staying because we love it here. It's been really good. And, so luckily the job's kind of taken us through for that many years.
Of course.
So it's been great. But I don't know, in the future, we will probably go back, because that's where home is, and everyone is there.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. I feel the same. When I came here, it was going to be for a year or 2, and then your life sort of builds around you here, and it becomes your new life. So the thoughts of leaving here now, it's quite scary. So I don't have any plans soon, but then I think, family there, and, your parents get older, so you kind of want to perhaps go and see them, maybe be with them when they're older. I don't know. It's really hard moving countries.
It is, isn't it? Because you feel settled in one place, but then like your heart is in England as well. Could I ask you a little bit about where you're from in England, please, Amy?
Yeah, of course. So I'm from Cornwall. It's in the southwest.
It's a lovely part of England.
It is. It's really beautiful. I grew up there, and obviously super lucky. So many beaches, a lot of countryside. But when you become a teenager, it's a little bit boring. So I decided to go to university in London. So I moved there when I was 18, and I stayed in London for about 7 years before I came here. So I've kind of had the best of both worlds. I've had the very kind of tranquil and peaceful, beautiful Cornwall, lots of, amazing food and fresh things. Yeah, really very interesting. And then London, which was so busy and really international. I loved that. I got to meet a lot more people that I probably never would have in staying.
Oh, that's great. So you went to university in Central London, is that right?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I went to it was part of the University of London. It was Queen Mary. I did English literature there. And I didn't really know what to do with myself. And after university, it's quite hard committing to a career afterwards. I don't think I ever planned to teach, but here I am, and I really like it. It was a bit of a surprise. I don't know how Did you do teaching as well for yourself? Did you?
Yeah, I did English language and linguistics in
Okay.
Roehampton. In
Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I went there, and then I did as part of that education, as part of
Yeah.
my degree, and then I was teaching in primary schools. But I also did some office jobs because I wanted to get a feel of like working in a company and what that's like as well. But then ultimately, I wanted to teach.
Yeah.
So when we came here, it was quite difficult to work,
Yeah.
so I was doing like voluntary work in schools and working as
Okay.
a teaching assistant. And then I found Cambly because by then my boys were like 11 and 10 and
Yeah.
11. So
Yeah.
I felt like they didn't need me so much. And I thought, I need to do something for myself. And then I looked
Yeah.
into online teaching. And Cambly works really well, doesn't it? In the
Yeah.
sense that it's really convenient. Yeah.
It's so convenient. I mean, I
Yeah.
usually during the school term, I maybe put some mornings on, or always a Sunday. But in the summer holidays, I'm here a lot. Like it's better to, if you have some extra time. The summer can be so long. It's like 10 weeks of not having a schedule. So it Cambly keeps me on track, whether it's Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Otherwise, the days all blend into one, and it's all very much the same. And it's like you said, it's convenient. It's quite flexible. I think for the students as well, it's nice for them to not have to commit to a class every. I have to be here every time in person. At least for them, it can be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I've met
That's fantastic. Yeah.
people. I expect you have as well, like just meeting so many people from different places.
Exactly. That's what it is. And I always think like I'm learning as well as them. It's almost like, there's so much, it makes you realize how small the world is because like
Yeah,
everyone is connected, aren't they? And someone will say like, oh, like the Chinese students might say, oh, I've got this festival coming up, or someone from Japan will say like Golden Week and this and that. So you learn a lot while you're teaching as well.
exactly. That's so true. I mean, I always thought I had a pretty good knowledge of the world and of geography and things. And since I've come here, I've become like way more enlightened about countries and, like you say, festivals. I love asking students about their lives. It's not really about us so much.
Exactly.
I'm not here to tell you too much about myself. I'm really happy to share it, but encouraging them to teach us a little bit.
That's right. Yeah, get them to talk as much as they want. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. So, Amy, in terms of so Cornwall is like, so for some people watching today, they might not know much about Cornwall. Can you just tell everyone what kind of place it is and how would you describe it? Because it's stunning, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a very good question. Yeah. So, I mean, if anyone ever asked me where it is, because, people are like, is that near Manchester? I'm like, no, you're way off. So you kind of think of England sort of like a foot shape. It's right at the bottom, like the toe of the UK, underneath Wales. And you can't go any further south or southwest. And it is, I would say it is it's a very interesting landscape. It's very rocky, lots of cliffs. It's very dramatic, kind of with its landscapes, especially on certain coasts. And then you also have very long, beautiful beaches that I would say are, they don't necessarily look like they belong to part of the UK. You can have some nice white sand and very clear water. Lots of fishing villages that are sort of in coves, and that's the coast that I'm from has a lot of this. And it's I mean it's a very small place in regards to you. If you're in a town, you pretty much know most of the people, more or less. If you go to the supermarket, you are definitely going to see someone that you went to high school with or something. It's very small, but it's really beautiful, and a lot of people go on holiday there. The summer months get quite busy. The weather's pretty unpredictable as the rest of the UK, though. So.
Yeah, it was such a change from London, isn't it? It's much quieter and calmer, and
absolutely.
People go to escape from the hustle and bustle of London. Yeah,
I really love London, but I got a little bit to the point where I was like, it's a lot. I really wanted to escape, sort of, to having that seaside feeling again, which is what took me to Barcelona, because you have the both. The city is definitely smaller than London, but you know, there are people here and there's a lot to do, but you still have the coast and the beaches. So I've tried to find one that sort of brings the two together.
That's perfect. So I've been to Barcelona, and it's also an amazing city.
Yeah.
And I went with a friend of mine, and we just went for a long weekend. And there's like so much to explore, and and like vineyards, and like the main city, and the food and everything. So you said that you went there for 2 years. So was it like did you go on a teaching program, or did you apply for jobs after you got there?
Yeah, so obviously after Brexit, it became quite difficult to go to any European city in terms of working there or living there. If you wanted to stay longer than the 90 days that I think we had, it became quite complicated. So I was not teaching at this point. I was working in a job, like an office job. And I decided that English teaching was my best option. My Spanish at this point was 0. I couldn't say anything, so I wasn't going to find a job in anything else. And there was a really good program here that kind of taught you, or you did a course on how to kind of teach English, well, you know, the basics, and then you could do like a year-long course of developing that, which was essentially a little bit of a loophole, which meant that you could be here as a student for a year. My plan was to do the year and then extend it for one more. And then I ended up in a job, and everything else kind of fell into place.
Yes. Well, that's amazing. So now it's been 4 years, so I'm sure you feel really settled. And how has it been like for you? Like, how was it from the beginning to make friends and kind of find your feet? Because when you move to a new city, like when I think about Bangkok, it probably took me like a year to really find my feet and feel like I belonged here. So how did you join any groups, or did you know friends already?
I was quite lucky, actually. I think with two things. My best friend had already moved here. It's kind of the reason why I knew I wanted to come here, because I had visited her and been in the city. So I really felt so comfortable and at home. It was very strange. It was almost, sounds a little bit cheesy, but I felt like I had been here before, you know. A little bit of that
felt like you belonged. Yeah,
exactly. So I had her, and then she has quite a solid group of friends. So I kind of got lucky with that. Also, through doing the course, I was with other people who were in the same position as I was, who were new here. So I was really lucky with that. And also, Barcelona is such a sociable place. I can't explain it. You go out one night with some friends, and you'll be sitting outside, someone comes to speak to you, and you end up actually making friends with them. It's not so much like you speak for one night and never hear from them again. It's like you make friends really easily here. I think it's so international that everyone is sort of seeking new friends.
That's really amazing.
But I mean, to feel like at home here, the first 6 months felt like a holiday. You know, I 100% was just amazed by everything all the time. You know, walk around and just be thinking that the buildings were incredible, the food was incredible, the city was just the most amazing thing. And then you start to get into your routine, especially when you're working. Things start to become a little bit more normal. And still to this day, you know, I'm quite okay with the city, and I don't think too much. But then if you have a visitor here, you appreciate it again, and you know, you see how beautiful the city is. It's sometimes hard to appreciate something where you are there all the time.
Yes, that's incredible. I remember there's like a main road which had it's tree lined, and there's loads of like street artists, and it was amazing. You could just walk there.
Yeah, that's it.
Gorgeous,
it is. I mean, this street, when I first moved here, I loved it. Now it's the one I sort of avoid, because there are so many people these days. Barcelona has become very touristy. I don't know which part of Thailand you're living in. I know that Thailand is so popular for tourism as well, but in the summer here, there's certain places you just have to avoid, because it's almost like a sea of people. You know, you have to shuffle through the through the crowd.
It's kind of overcrowded in some areas, because it's so touristy.
Exactly. Are you in a touristy part of
So
Thailand?
we're actually out of the city. So when we moved here, we lived in this main city for 2 years, like in the heart of Bangkok. And then we just found it a bit like difficult to get around, in the sense that we had little kids and trying to navigate, like walking and things like that with the traffic. It just became quite difficult. Then we found a school that's on the outskirts of the city and towards the airport. So it's really convenient. So whenever we have people visiting, we can just like get them over quickly. And it's actually much more kind of spacious, and it's just really green and nice. Yeah. So it's not, there is traffic, but not as much as in the city, which is
Did
great.
you live in the city? You lived in the city before, did you?
We did, yeah. We were there for 2 years, yeah. But I have to say, the city is where the life is. That's where like all the best restaurants, the best shops, and like the parks and everything are there. But then I think you have to like balance it a bit. Yeah, I guess it's, if you want the quiet life, you have to. But then we're just half an hour away, so we can drive in.
I can imagine that you are spoiled for choice with restaurants in Thailand.
Oh yeah, there are so many more.
I love Thai food, so I'd love to visit Thailand. Actually, I think a lot of these countries, I'm very into kind of spicy food, so I can't cook it very well, and also the restaurants here are very tame for their spice. So.
Okay, yeah. There are so many restaurants here. I always think like even if you live here for a lifetime, you wouldn't be able to like eat in all the restaurants. Italian food, Japanese. I think the number one expat community are Japanese people. Yeah, and so there are many like sushi restaurants, and it's so diverse. Yeah. How about the food in Spain, in Barcelona? How would you describe the food?
This is like an interesting thing. The food, obviously, like traditional things, we think of like paella and tapas, seafood. It's very Mediterranean in this sense, but also I would say the Spanish food here is amazing. The local food is incredible, but their international food scene is not the best. Maybe it's because I'm comparing it to London. They have a lot of restaurants, but coming from living in London, I think the international food scene there is really great.
Right.
Also, Spanish people don't tend to love like spicy food. So if I go for an Indian meal, which is like one of my favorites, I will order something that in England I could not eat. That typically would be too spicy, but here it doesn't break a sweat. So they really tame the flavors down in some of the international places. I really miss Turkish food as well. In London, we had amazing Turkish restaurants. Here, it's pretty much non-existent, unfortunately. There's a few, but they're the ones that are here are usually quite busy, or they're not really very close to where I live. So, I mean, the food here is incredible. I also notice when you buy food at the supermarkets, you're probably the same, or the local markets, they taste of something. In England, I think sometimes our fruit and vegetables are a little bit tasteless, I think.
Right. Yeah.
If you buy a tomato in the UK, usually it's kind of, it doesn't have that real kind of flavor, and here really do, and they're bright red and they're beautiful. I love shopping for fruit and vegetables here. They're just
that's great. Yeah. So do you tend to cook at home, or do you mainly eat out?
I do. I love to cook. Also, it's expensive here to eat out often. Unfortunately, I love going to restaurants. I would say that usually once a week I would try to go out somewhere. But yes, I like to cook. In the summer, it's hot here. It's quite humid, so it's very basic food. Salads and chicken and things like that.
With all the lovely fresh ingredients, which is great. Yeah. So do you like the paella, the tapas? Do you like all those as well?
I do. Yeah, I love going for tapas with friends. It's such a nice dining experience. When you get to have all of you around a table, and I feel like when you're sharing dishes, I don't know, maybe the communication's nice, so we're all together, it feels really nice. Whereas if you're kind of concentrating on your own meal, maybe you're not, so the group setting feels different. I love that style.
That's a really good point. It's very really social event.
And here it's another thing, they love dinner time, so if you go to a restaurant, you're there for hours and it's lovely. You sit with your friends and you are eating or talking and laughing, and it's a real event. Whereas sometimes I think dinner these days in some countries becomes a very just rushed, in and out thing.
Right.
I love being there with your friends.
And they have quite late dinner times, don't they? Like they all start dinner in Spain quite late. So it's a real.
If I eat before 9, it's very like, oh, should I be eating now?
Typically,
I would eat around 9, between 9 and 10. It's even at home, which my mum is very shocked about. She's a real, 6:30 for her tea.
Right.
When she comes to visit, and we can't go out at this time, Mum. We have to wait later. If you go to the restaurants, it's empty or closed. At, 7 for sure.
It's generally in Thailand is like that. Like people have very set meal times, so they'll have like lunch at 12 and they'll have dinner at 6, and then they won't eat till bedtime. It's just not everyone, but generally, so it works. It's interesting how it differs in different countries.
Sure. Do you think that you have adapted your lifestyle now after being there for so long? Have you fit into the customs?
Because I think in some ways, like we have our like standard eating time, and it's always about 7. It's always a little bit later. Because I always find if I eat too early, then I'll get hungry again. Then I'll be like snacking. That's the thing. I quite like the idea of like in Spain eating late.
It does help, because I'm the same. Once I start, I find it very, very difficult to stop or snack, or the hunger starts if I eat earlier as well. So it's nice. It's very relaxed here. I think that's the thing, the big difference for me with the UK and Spain. It's here everything's a bit slower and people don't mind, and everything is a little bit on your terms. Everything's later. It's more relaxed, which is really nice.
Lovely. It's just like a slower pace, isn't it? You can really enjoy life.
Exactly.
So we actually 1 year we went to the bull run in Pamplona, which was an eye opener. We went there. Was it just before the pandemic?
I've never been. How is it to see that? What
it was just so quick. Like we got a balcony and we were there for like. It was like 8 minutes or something, the whole thing. And you just like blink and they've gone, the bulls have gone. But everyone wore like the uniform. So we had like the kind of white, the traditional clothes, white with a red scarf. And we got there and everyone was wearing the same clothes. And we felt like, so we were sticking out like a sore thumb. So we just went to the shop and bought like the clothes. And it was really fun actually. But then after that, they had the bull fight. And I thought, I'm not brave enough to go and watch that. I didn't really think that, but the run was good, just to actually see the event and like people running with the bulls.
Of course, it's a traditional thing. I think I've never witnessed any of this type of thing in the part of Spain I live in. It was never, I don't think it was ever super popular. I think it's more common in other parts. So I know that down in the south it was probably a bit more traditional. Here in Catalonia, in Barcelona, I'm not sure. I think I have seen buildings where it once existed, but I think it was not such a big part of the culture. I'd love to see the run, but I would be the same as you. The bullfight would be a little bit.
That was the thing. So I think some people do the run, they watch the run, and then they just skip the next part, or they do both. It depends really.
I think I would be scared with that either. The run. Quite scary to see it, right?
I think so. And then so how often do you go back to the UK? And do you go back?
Not too often. I've been back I think 3 or 4 times since I came, which sounds very like once a year, let's say, but I have a lot of visitors. I think the UK, the people from the UK, my family really prefer to come here than I go back there. Because for them it's a lovely holiday. They get some better weather, and they can, they have a really beautiful city to enjoy. I do like to go back. The last time I went back was for Christmas, the one just gone. But it rained every day. It was very dark. Apart from seeing my family and from having the food that I've kind of missed in the sense of, you know, a bit of homesickness, I was quite happy to return.
Right.
I don't know. What about you? Do you try to go back quite a lot?
We tried to go back once we get the home leave every 2 years, but we went back for the first, like, otherwise it's once a year we try and go back if we can. But it's always in the summer because it's quite far. So like the 12-hour flight, it just makes sense to go in the summer and have a few weeks there. But last December was the first time we went at Christmas, and that was amazing. It was like, you know, that's what I miss, I think, you know, having Christmas in England and kind of having a tree.
Lights everywhere. Really nice. It feels very Christmassy. I mean, here they do lights. It's nice, but they have very different traditions here than, you know, in the UK. Our traditions, I feel they hold them so close to my heart, even though I don't know why, you know. I guess sometimes they differ from families, but in general, we mainly, as a country, we celebrate it relatively similarly, right? It's kind of, it's one of my favorite holidays. So I do miss that. I miss kind of the Christmas television and things like that. Like the food.
That's right.
I guess also the cold weather. It's kind of nice to have that. One year, my mum came here for Christmas, and it was hot. It was like 20 degrees. This is strange, you know. We were able to walk on the beach, so this is definitely not normal for us.
It was the same with us when we came the first Christmas. We were like outside in the sun, and we were like, I remember like grilling fish and having like burgers and stuff, and it just felt really strange. It was like, oh, usually we'd be having turkey and like sitting around the table.
Exactly. It's
nice to have a different culture, I guess.
I guess it's not super celebrated there, but you have expats, so do you still feel like there's kind of a Christmas vibe?
Actually, like in the shops and everything, they play songs, they put up Christmas trees and things like that. So I've got some friends here who celebrate Christmas, so if we go to their house it feels really festive. And but otherwise generally, like, people put lights outside their house. Like, even the Thai people, who are mainly Buddhist, our neighbors, and they would put up lights for Christmas. So it does have a feel, but I guess it's not the same. But then they have their own festivals which are amazing. So they have like Songkran, which is the Thai New Year, and it's a water festival, so they pour water on each other on the streets.
Really? Wow, that's amazing.
That's in April. So there are a lot of their own cultural traditions that are really nice. So I'm just aware that we're almost out of time, Amy. So it's been such a joy to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was really lovely to meet you. And it was a very different conversation for me today, but it was lovely to learn a little bit about you. It was super lovely. So well, thank you so much. I'll send you a message after our class anyway.
That's great. Thanks a lot for your time, and I wish you all the best in Barcelona.
You too.
And
lovely to meet you.
Thank you. You too, Amy. Take care.